over by now. Let's head over to the Palais Mermonia to see how Kukuku's doing. Is that good news or bad news, though?
Sorry, I did everything within my power. But so far, I've only managed to teach him how to say good morning.
Wait, so that's all you've been up to this whole time? Get out of here! Huh? Okay, so good mornings aside, please tell Paimon there's been some other progress, too.
Of course. That's why I'm here. Kukuku's not the only one that Mr. Risley's been getting to talk. I'm referring, of course, to the convicts.
It was nothing. These guys weren't exactly tough nuts to crack.
So, what's the deal?
After racking their brains, they remembered speaking to an inconspicuous middle-aged man just as they were preparing to pack up and leave Natlan. He was dressed in the manner of the Children of Echoes and carrying a box. Plus, the description matches the one the gun was found in. All in all, he didn't look any different from your average Natlanese traveler. Perhaps seeing that they were dressed as merchants, this man stopped for a chat, inquiring where their goods were headed, and even asking if they could share a boat. The smugglers were very cautious, though. They didn't tell him any specifics. But all this happened before I crossed paths with them. I happened to notice them as they were preparing to set sail. I thought they looked shady, so I snuck aboard, and ended up being carried along all the way to Fontaine.
Boss, do we know if those Fontainians will even like this stuff? What if we can't shift it?
And that's why we call you a rookie. It's all supply and demand, kid. Supply and demand. Natlan's foreign trade is just starting to lift off. There'll be a market for it, you'll see.
That's right. So stop giving the boss trouble, rookie. Just do your job and keep an eye on the goods.
Are they merchants? Have they come to Fontaine to do business? Scarred face. Calloused hands. On closer inspection, the fabric looks worn at the knees and elbows, and his fingernails are dirty. Not exactly your typical merchant. Could he have previously been a warrior? Or even an adventurer? Something feels off. I'd better sneak up and get a closer look.
Nice thinking, boss. This tourist tub's been fast-going and smooth sailing. Plus, no one's been asking us what we're up to.
That goes without saying. Big cargo ship would have been too slow, whereas the smaller ones would have been faster but way too bumpy. If we ended up damaging the goods by accident, all these months spent grafting away would have gone up in smoke.
Seriously? But there's hardly anything here. Could they be secretly smuggling precious items out of Natlan? I'll need to find a way to get to the bottom of this. Let's go hear what these criminals have to say for themselves. Sure enough, there are relics inside the box. It's illegal to smuggle such items outside Natlan.
Why the long face? You're abroad on business, and you get to do some sightseeing while you're at it. Sounds like a pretty sweet deal to me. You better cheer up if you know what's good for you.
I guess you're right. I was just worried I might have messed up with the packing, or that something's gonna go wrong along the way.
Oh, pull yourself together. Tons of foreign tourists come traveling to Fontaine. I bet their luggage is full of all kinds of weird stuff. If someone insists on checking it all, just show them the purchase order we had drawn up. Those Fontainians can't get enough of their legalese, so I've heard. They can look all they want.
Aha. So their aim is to smuggle in contraband after all. Looks like I've gathered enough intel about the smugglers and their contraband. Time to inform port security. So anyway, that was when I went and told the Fontainian guards about my suspicions. After an investigation and a chase, they finally apprehended them and sent them on their way.
Well, guess they're headed exactly where they should be.
Thanks.
Based on your recollections just now,
I was completely focused on those smugglers at the time, so I wasn't really paying attention to other passersby.
Yeah, Kanish, you did great!
in other words, the person who brought the gun here, the one who lost it, has no connection to the smugglers whatsoever. They were working entirely on their own.
Oh dear, oh dear!
Sounds like Mr. Kakuku wants to chime in?
He said this elusive individual's actions are positively mystifying.
It's a good observation, I quite agree. However, we still know next to nothing about the person. Perhaps we should start by focusing on the lost item itself.
It certainly seems like it was the bait in some kind of trap. The only question is, why wasn't the bait made more conspicuous?
Has something sprung to mind?
I just remembered a film I watched this one time.
Huh? Oh wow, no way, bro!
Hold on, let me explain. Just now, the traveler speculated that this box might have been placed there on purpose, as if the intention was for someone to come pick it up. That got me thinking about those films about kidnapping cases. When they demand their ransom, the kidnappers tell the victim's family to leave money or valuables at a designated spot for someone to come pick up.
That doesn't merely happen in films. There have been similar cases in real life. In fact, if anything, it's probably the real-life events that inspired the films.
Sounds plausible.
Ooh. Wait. This raises the stakes to a whole new level. If the gun really was some kind of ransom, then since we took the box, the kidnappers never got their payment, so does that mean they executed the hostage?
I agree. I don't believe we have a kidnapping on our hands. Selling off stolen goods is extra work that most kidnappers would want to avoid. Unless they're after something very specific, they tend to just ask for cash. Could we be dealing with a kidnapper who's dead set on getting their hands on an ancient dragon handgun? It's not impossible, but the likelihood is very slim. We can discount that possibility for now. And speaking of selling stolen goods, don't you think this looks more like a transaction?
So, bottom line, this was an individual smuggler at work.
Exactly. And it was the location itself that caused the deal to fall through. The last thing they would have expected was for a quiet beach to turn into a bustling film convention overnight. Not only is the area now packed with tourists, but the Spina di Rasula have a presence there. I'll bet that both parties were completely caught off guard.
That sounds like a plausible theory, but how do we verify it?
Looks like your people better start rolling up their sleeves.
How so?
Easy. Just follow the usual procedure by putting up a lost and found notice. The more routine we make it seem, the more likely the suspect will come forward to claim it. Even if they send a proxy, we're liable to get our hands on new leads. And timing-wise, it's about time we updated the bulletin board anyway. All we need now is a lucky gestionnaire to write up the notice for us post-haste.
Ah, so that's what you meant by rolling up their sleeves. In that case, I may as well write it myself. Delegating this to someone else would require an additional explanation.
Or are you just not used to asking others to work overtime?
Is that really a major concern here?
Well, looks like I won't be needed around here. At least until the notice has been posted.
You could always wait here if you like. The Palais Mermonia serves a particularly fine cup of tea if that swings it for you.
Thanks, but no thanks. I left a very noisy creature with a friend before heading out, so I should probably get back to feed it.
Ah, I wasn't aware that you had a pet, Mr. Kanich. Speaking of pets...
Get out of here! Out of here!
Yep, that's the plan. Outta here indeed.
I believe that what Wriothesley is trying to say is, you are free to leave, Mr. Kukuku. Furthermore, it has been determined that Mr. Kukuku should not, in fact, be classified as a flying object. As such, he shall be free to move around Fontaine whenever he so pleases.
You're the best, bro! Oh, that really is good news! Travelers, should we bring Kukuku back to Aoife and Ororon?
I shall leave him in your capable hands. Indeed.
Smile!
You know, all this has made me realize that I'd quite like to have a pet.
If that proves inconvenient within the Fortress of Meropide, perhaps you should consider finding a place in the court of Fontaine.
That actually sounds like a good idea. In the past, I always dismissed the idea of buying a property in the city. The prophecy about the floods meant it never seemed like a worthwhile investment. But now...
This might be a good time for you to re-examine the documents I gave you regarding your title as Duke.
Huh?
Citizens with honorary titles are eligible for certain benefits when purchasing property in the court of Fontaine.
Really?
How about this? You read through your documents from start to finish, while I write up the lost and found notice.
Say cheese!
How?
What? What now?
Let's shake hands.
Fine by me! Get ready for a knuckle sandwich!
Ugh. Oh, nice dodge.
Paimon feels strangely inclined to keep a safe distance. Did you miss me, bro?
Cuckoo, you're free!
Ugh, not you again. Nope, didn't miss you in the slightest.
Hey, Gramps. And hey, Paimon and Kanich. It's good to see you all. Thanks for bringing Kukuku back.
Get it away! Get it away from me! Nice to meet you, bro. Who are you calling bro? Say that again to my face! I dare you.
If you've got the energy to argue this much, you're clearly not hungry yet. Let's go find something to eat while a How lives his best life.
Poor How. He spent all day being tormented by Ororon, only to discover that the suffering's just begun.
Eva, as a Saurian vet, how can you just sit back and watch our little dragon bro suffer?
Huh? How am I the bad guy?
Even hear yourself? Ah! Doesn't anyone want to hear how Kukuku got out of jail?
Don't lose hope, Ahau. By the same standard, you have freedom of movement now too. You're still in the game?
Same standard? I will not be held to the same standard as that thing!
That's right. You won't. As far as I understand, the Palais Mermonia will want to assess your case on its own merits before they grant you freedom of movement.
Where's that Saurian meat restaurant again? I'm gonna march that little pink balloon right into the kitchen!
Yeah, good luck with that, bro. You'll be putting your own neck on the line, too.
Also, there's no such restaurant!
Anyway, thanks for looking after Ahau, guys. I'll take over from here.
Why, you? Between the two, Kukuku wins the cuteness competition hands down. Ah, really? Thanks! Wait, who are the other contestants, though?
So now that our crew's back together again, what's our next move? Oh, how about a game of rock, paper, scissors?
No chance. If I lose, we'll end up stuck in the room watching films all over again.
Nope. This time, we'll only watch a film if I lose instead.
Had enough too, huh?
For real now? Come on, bro!
Can we just ditch this whole leaving it all to chance thing? Why don't we take our fate into our own hands?
Aren't we doing that already? Rock, paper, scissors uses our hands.
Don't know why you're laughing. You're stuck with paper every time.
The lost and found notice is up! Maybe we should go hang around the Palais Mermonia to see if anyone shows up to claim it. Huh, looks like there were quite a few others with the same idea.
Ah, hello, you two.
Have there been any developments? Okay, guess not. Well, the notice was only just posted. Guess it's pretty unlikely that someone would show up right at...
Special Patrol, open up!
Ah! Who's there? What's going on? The Special Patrol?
I don't think that's who this is.
Hey, this isn't the time for silly jokes! Let's go check it out.
Good day, all. Gramps, grannies, aunts, and uncles.
What in the Tibet are you doing here, Ororon?
Oh, he must be the one you mentioned. Kukuku's owner?
One of his owners. Kind of. But, bro, what are you doing here?
I'm here to claim a lost item.
Is this the person you saw on the boat, Mr. Kinich?
Somehow I highly doubt that. For starters, he just addressed us as Gramps and Grannies. And unless this is the youngest looking middle-aged man in the world, I don't think he's our guy.
Huh. Was there something wrong with my door-knocking etiquette? That's how they do it in all the films.
That's not door-knocking etiquette. That's the Special Security and Surveillance Patrol doing their job! Completely different things!
Oh, I see. I figured it was just a polite way of requesting entry to show the people inside you had something important to discuss. Oh, sorry about that. I totally goofed that one up. Give me a moment. I'll go back out and try again.
So, Ororon, you said you were here to claim a lost item. What did you lose?
Yeah, so basically...
For real now? Oh, come on, bro. Ororon, be honest now. Were you the one who lost this?
No, it belongs to a friend.
So it belongs to Aoife?
Of course not. Aoife has his own gun. All right then. I knew this wouldn't go well. So here's what went down. This morning, Aoife and I were playing rock, paper, scissors. Before long, he'd lost, as he usually does. So we figured we'd head out and visit some of the Court of Fontaine's famous landmarks. When we got near the plaza, a man suddenly stopped us to ask for help. He said that he had lost something and that someone had found it and sent it over to the Palais Mermonia. But apparently he used to work here and was worried it'd be awkward bumping into his old coworkers, so he asked us to pretend to be the owners and claim it on his behalf.
You didn't manage to keep that pretense up for long.
It's fine. I'm not the one who feels awkward anyway.
So, a former employee of the Palais Mermonia. Was this individual a Fontaine native?
Yes, at least I assume so. He looked like a well-dressed gentleman to me. We were about to refuse, but he was so polite.
Could it have been a disguise?
Oh no. Ororon, Paimon thinks you've been tricked. This person might be in cahoots with the bad guys. Oh, maybe he already took off and escaped as soon as your mission went pear-shaped.
No way. I'm not that dumb.
Huh?
He's not going anywhere. Aoife and Kukuku are keeping an eye on him over at the plaza.
Keeping an eye on him. I like the sound of that.
In that case, let's hurry over to where Aoife is. Time to catch that con man and find out what's really going on here.
Wait a minute, I have a question first. Traveler, Paimon, you're pretty famous in Natlan, right?
Oh, we're basically household names. But why do you ask?
Would that be a problem?
Remember when I said that the seller might be watching in secret?
If so, then picking Ororon to do their dirty work was a careless mistake on their part.
It suggests that the person who got Ororon to claim the item might not be fully in the know themselves. There are plenty of unanswered questions, but standing around racking our brains won't help. However, I still suggest that the famous faces among us, meaning the Traveler and Kinich, oh, and of course, Monsieur Nivelet too, stay here for the time being. We'll empty the box, give it to Ororon, and then he can claim the item as if nothing happened. I'll follow to check if anyone is watching. I doubt anyone would recognize me anyway, so I shouldn't draw too much attention.
I think this plan is worth a try. I shall leave it to the pair of you.
So, I have to go undercover again, right?
Well, not exactly undercover. Just drop the special patrol persona and be yourself instead.
Roger that. Over and out.
No sign of any suspicious individuals around here. Ororon has entered the elevator as planned. I'll head over to the plaza now. Ororon's taking the elevator. I should take a different route to the plaza. Nothing suspicious going on here either. Strange. Maybe we're overthinking this?
Oh dear! Oh dear!
Stop with the pecking! Stop with the pecking! Please, sir, I'm begging you, do me a favor and get this pet of yours under control!
The heck are you on about?
Sorry, but he's not my pet. He's my coworker. And I should warn you, he's not too happy with how you're talking about him.
What the? This thing has a job? So in Natland, they just dish out jobs to any old thing.
Uh-oh. Kukuku's not too big on being called a thing either. You're on your own now.
I'm sorry. Please, Mr. Kukuku. Master Kukuku. Lord Kukuku. I meant no offense, I promise.
All right, Kukuku. That'll do for now. Let me ask him some questions first.
Sure thing, bro.
Ororon actually looks pretty serious this time. Was he just pretending to be clueless earlier? Interesting. I think I'll sit back and see how this plays out.
You actually got it? Wow, didn't think it would be that easy.
Ah, excellent. Looks like sending you was the right approach after all.
After all?
I mean, because the staff at the Palais Mermonia don't recognize you, right?
So I got it, but I don't remember promising I'd hand it over.
Huh?
This thing's pretty cool. I've taken a bit of a liking to it.
Please don't do this, my good sir, my master, my lord. My very life hangs in the balance.
His life hangs in the balance?
If this means so much to you, what are you gonna offer me in return?
Are you trying to get him to say my life?
How'd you know that?
Because I watched that film with you. You should drop the act. We don't want a real misunderstanding in our hands.
You're probably right. But honestly, I don't know what else to say. Sorry, this is the most myself I can be. Is that enough?
Enough. More than enough.
Who's this dude?
Just think of me as a staff member from the Palais Mermonia. Now, if you don't mind, I have some questions for this gentleman about that life or death treasure you were just discussing. Truthful answers appreciated, of course.
Oh no, I'm toast now.
What's that supposed to mean? You don't think the Palais Mermonia has the ability to protect our citizens?
No, I mean, yes, of course they do. Please ask away.
I could do that. But I'd rather you just tell the whole story, from the beginning.
I suppose I only have myself to blame. Such a rare antique, I couldn't resist. I'm a collector of antiques. Nothing excites me more than rare, old relics, and to be completely honest, if someone's selling, I'm buying. I don't care to ask where they sourced their goods. As for the seller of this particular item, well, I've never met him in person. We've had some prior dealings, but always under the cover of coded ads in some shady tabloids. Lost and found notices, missing person ads, that sort of thing. As long as I took care to hide a time and place somewhere within the text, then slipped some mora into the envelope before submitting the ad, it would get published. And that was that. No fuss, no trace. Simple, right? Normally, everything goes off without a hitch. But this time, I arrive at the pickup spot expecting a discreet in and out, and instead, I find a whole construction crew at work. That was not what we'd agreed, but I couldn't just let it go, so I reached out to him again the same way as usual. He replied, and do you know what he said? He told me that the item's now in the Palais Mermonia.
Well, he wasn't lying about that.
He insisted that it would be inconvenient for him to make an appearance himself, but said that if I could somehow find a way to retrieve it from the Palais, he'd give me a discount on the price. Of course it wasn't the discount that swung it. Do I look like I'm strapped for cash?
Feeling smug now, are we?
Feeling smug now, are we?
No, no, please go easy on me.
Go on.
Where was I? Well, anyway, I thought to myself, seeing as the item itself came from Natlan, it would make more sense if I could find someone from there to go retrieve it. And by a stroke of complete and utter coincidence, I just so happened to see these two young folks wandering around, so I'm so very sorry I underestimated the pair of you.
I need you to clear something up for me. You haven't paid the seller yet, correct? And yet he told you to collect the item from the Palais Mermonia. Was he not worried that you just split afterwards?
Well, to be honest, though I can't claim to know him very well, he, on the other hand, seems to know my name and where I live. Besides, this is a guy who managed to get his hands on an ancient Natlanese weapon. That's probably not the kind of person I want to double-cross.
Fair. That makes sense. So, Mr.
Please, just call me Argento.
All right, Mr. Argento. Listen very carefully to what I'm about to say. It will determine how much of the rest of your life you'll be spending beneath the waves.
What does he mean? Is he gonna drown him just like they do in those gangster films? Oh, I get it. He's talking about that place at the bottom of the Fontanian Sea.
Shh, can it?
Owing to your suspected involvement in the illicit trade of Natlanese relics, you're now one of the suspects in an international smuggling case. A trip to the Opera Epiclese seems unavoidable at this stage, but on the bright side, you still have one chance to make things right.
Okay. Do I really? Please tell me what to do.
It's very simple. Just reach out to your seller in the same way as usual, arrange to meet, bring the money, and make the deal. Just be sure to let me know all the details. I'm talking time, place, the whole lot. If we can catch the other party by doing this, you'll have gone some way toward redeeming yourself. Understand?
Oh, I see. I understand. You shall have my full and unadulterated cooperation.
Good. Don't break the law, and don't even think about making a run for it. The Palais Mermonia will be watching you and ensuring your safety. All right, take the box, but leave your ID and other documents behind. You can go now. As for you two, protocol dictates that I should take you both back to the Palais and have you sign a confidentiality agreement. But that would take a lot of time and effort.
Such a hassle, bro!
See, Mr. Kukuku knows exactly where I'm coming from. So, I was thinking, since you're all friends of the Traveler...
I understand, sir. We got dragged into this by accident, and it has diddly squat to do with us. And out of respect for the Traveler, we won't say another word.
Oh, I know this part. We better keep our mouths shut, or we'll both be sleeping with the fishes in the tailor-made pair of cement shoes. In that case, I understand completely.
Not exactly what I was going for, but if that's how you want to understand it, then be my guest. Then it's settled. Thanks for your help. Boy, am I glad that's over. That's enough work for one day. Time to head back.
Judging by your expression, it must be good news, huh?
It went smoothly, on the whole.
So basically, we hold off until Argento and the other party have set up the next stage of the transaction. Then we plan our next move.
Patience will be key.
I get that. It's like hunting. I'm just not sure the other party will take the bait so easily.
Well, if he didn't need the money, or if he valued self-preservation over making a profit, he could have walked away as soon as the contraband was brought to the Palais Mermonia. On top of that, although he hasn't shown his face yet, he seems to have no followers or accomplices. and he's relying on an extremely limited set of options to push the deal along. So, if you ask me, he seems like someone who cares a lot about his image and has a somewhat high opinion of himself, but lacks any real ability. I almost get the feeling that if he misses out on this opportunity, he won't have any other way of making money. His every move is like a spin of the roulette wheel, hoping that the ball will land exactly where he wants it to. Or, I don't know. Maybe he'll cut his losses and vanish into thin air, and our efforts will have been in vain. At least Natlan will get the stolen relic back, so it won't have been for nothing.
In that case, let's hope his arrogance stays in play.
Everyone, I have just briefed the Morishose Phantom on the situation. As soon as there are any further developments, we will act without delay. When that time comes, we will be relying on your help.
We'll be waiting for the good news!
On the topic of kidnapping cases, how exactly do we define the subject of a kidnapping? According to the regulations, I mean. Aside from humans, do pets count? What about sentient, non-human beings? Of course, melazines go without saying, but what about a being like Kukuku?
I am surprised that you are unfamiliar with the legal provisions on this matter.
If I knew all the laws like the back of my hand, I wouldn't have ended up in the fortress of Meripede, would I?
That is no laughing matter, Wriothesley.
Smile! Smile!
Come on. Just spit it out. I can tell you're itching to say something.
Can eat, you big dummy! You fell for it, huh? No, what's wrong? Feeling lonely without the almighty Dragon Lord to talk to? If a bedtime story's what you're after, just say so! I'll tell you one so bone-chilling, you won't be able to sleep for 3 nights straight!
Sure. Go ahead.
Huh? What do you mean, go ahead? Ugh, you pretending to be a tough guy now?
Maybe, maybe not. But one thing's for sure. If I don't sleep, neither do you.
In a good mood, I see.
Yep. Seeing my dear vegetables all settled in right where they belong brings me great joy.
You sound like a proud parent. I'm happy for you, bro. But given how where they belong is inside a cooking pot, that kind of fills me with dread at the same time.
Nice to meet you, bro.
The heck are you on about? Does this really seem like a good time for nice to meet you?
I guess he's referring to the meeting of the vegetables in the pot.
You got it, bro.
Honestly, right now, I'm not sure if I should be worrying about your definition of nice to meet you or investigating whether you and Kukuku share some kind of telepathic bond.
Whoa, is that our hero, the Traveler? And Paimon, too! Oh, I guess I shouldn't be too surprised. Mrs. Coiffier already told me you were the big boss here. But when I saw you just now, I forgot myself for a moment.
Technically speaking, the Cheval Moran Film Fantasyland doesn't even have a boss, does it? Isn't it the idea that everyone works together to make it as successful as possible, and then we all share the profits? But, wait a sec. Why are you here, Veressa?
Well, officially, I'm here to promote my brand. Not long ago, Mrs. Coiffier placed an order with me for her restaurant, as she often does. In her letter, she mentioned that showcasing my orchard's products at the festival would boost sales and help build my brand recognition. After talking it through with my parents, I decided to give it a shot. Now that I'm done with the restaurant's ingredient order, I plan to sell the rest of my fruit directly to guests to help quench their thirst, of course.
The thought of enjoying fresh fruit from Natland here in Fontaine does sound pretty appealing. But with this many customers, wouldn't it be exhausting to watch the stall all day?
Huh? Am I supposed to be watching the stall the whole time? There's an attraction over there called Movie Masterpieces, right? I heard some of the challenges are based on famous films. Some of those films have even been adapted into great comics. I'd love to go give it a try.
So, you're not doing any business at all?
Back in the Collective of Plenty, I just set up a sign with the fruit prices, place a weighing scale and a coin jar to one side, then let people pay on their own. When closing time came around, I'd wake up and check the accounts. Not a single Mora's ever gone missing.
To be fair, that does sound nice. People in the Collective of Plenty are a law-abiding bunch. No one would even think about taking something without paying. Makes sense that tending your stall wouldn't take too much effort. Fontainian customers are no doubt trustworthy too, but let's just say they're not used to self-service shopping. Plus, if you just leave the stall unattended as a Natlanese merchant, people here might think you're gone for good.
In that case, I'd better start acting the part. But I'll need to buy some things in the city before I officially open for business. I promised to bring back some Fontainian clockwork mecha for Kochi-an-san. Oh, and I also wanted to try a few rounds of movie masterpieces. After that, I should be able to focus on my business without getting distracted.
We might not be locals, but we've explored Fontaine quite a bit. We know our way around pretty well.
In that case, give me a moment to get some extra fruit, a price list, and my coin jar set up. I get to go shopping with the Traveler! Nice. Hello, boss. I'm from the Collective of Plenty. You might recall receiving a letter from us requesting you to design some components.
Wait a sec. Why does Ian-san need clockwork mecha?
Nothing like that. Our coach just wants to fine-tune her gym equipment so people can target different muscle groups more easily. She mentioned something about a rowing machine to focus on back muscles, as well as a pec deck and a leg press machine. The parts that connect the ropes and weight plates wear out easily, but they need to be strong. So Kochi-an-san thought she'd give Fontainian Clockwork Mecha a try.
It all sounds so technical. When did fitness turn into some kind of complex engineering problem?
To be honest, I don't really get all the details either. But if it works out, I'll be sure to train according to her revised method. And if it doesn't, we can always stick to the good old methods. If you're interested, I can show you a few beginner exercises the next time you drop by our tribe. You'll be able to smash the records without even breaking a sweat. I know it.
Paimon will pass on that one. She'll be rooting for you from the sidelines, though.
You can always try the equipment we keep for little Saurians, Paimon. As long as you start out with the super light weights, you'll be fine. Weight training's for everyone, you know. As long as you put in the effort and keep it, anyone can develop rock-solid muscles.
No!
Form first! All right, time to show off how fast I can run. I'm gonna go have a blast, then come back, calm down, and focus on running my fruit stall.
That's right! Last thing you'd want is to get too absorbed in having fun, then suddenly realize you're starving because you haven't eaten anything for hours. Funnily enough, Paimon can think of someone else with a bad habit of getting so into things that they forget to eat. No matter how busy you are, nothing's more important than staying well-fed, hydrated, and healthy.
No need to worry about me, guys. I do a lot of long-distance running, so I always make sure to bring some food and water with me. This time is no exception.
Woohoo! That was incredible! How was it? Did you get through all the levels?
It was amazing! Not only did I get a super high score, but I also checked up on every homage to the original films, and even recreated several iconic scenes starring comic book superheroes. I'll focus on doing business this time round, but if there's ever another event like this, please let me know as early as possible. I want in!
Yep. You know what? We should let you design the levels! I'm sure all the fans will be thrilled!
That would be great! Anyway, back to business. Time to focus on my fruit stall. I'm gonna make a name for my orchard in Fontaine. Seeing how happy everyone is here, I can't help smiling myself. Would you like some fruit? Feel free to take some.
你们好呀，旅行者和派蒙。是西格文，欢迎来到海威玛阴影欢乐城。都有啊。上次美容协会举办定期交流时，纳维亚就和我聊了聊欢乐城的计划，我期待了很久呢。现在连梅洛彼得堡里的大家都知道了这个主题乐园的事，许多工作人员都想请假过来玩。嘿嘿，得到了护士长的鼓励，更有干劲了。啊，我呀，我比较喜欢轻松有趣的动画阴影。有一群工作者创造了可可爱爱的动物角色，专门讲神奇动物的故事，我每一部都没落下。根据最近的新规定，梅罗彼得堡里表现良好的犯人可以每周花费特许券看3次阴影。现在还没有负责阴影的专职人员，就由我在空闲的时候管理放映机啦。于是我就给他们放了邻家的花狸猫之类的阴影。啊，还有一个很有名的猫鼠战争系列，好长好长，有好几百集，大家都百看不腻。不过有了阴影看的话，一直闹腾不停的家伙应该也会表现得安分一点。欢乐城里也有一个动物主题的区域呢，就是被顾客们评为最松弛的悠悠曼庄园。我去看过哦。去之前没想到会那么有意思，各种以前想都没想过的动物住在一起，甚至有了欢腾动物城的观感。啊，你的意思是邀请西格文来当悠悠曼庄园的顾问？ 这么一说，好像很有潜力呢。西格文很擅长照顾人，又这么有亲和力，关照动物朋友们应该也不在话下。顾问就是帮忙出主意的人，告诉游乐项目的员工怎么做事更有效。工作量不大，但是非常关键。大部分时候你都能开开心心和动物们玩耍。好呀好呀，我很有兴趣。正好这段时间梅罗彼得堡里没什么急事要处理。如果之前知道了你们在招募这个职位，说不定我还会主动来投简历呢。不过我要布置好医务人员们的工作，从医生朋友那里借来相关的书籍，还有和动物朋友们打交道的礼物。如果方便的话，过段时间我们在末节站附近再见。悠悠曼庄园有了西格文的帮助，肯定会变得更有趣、更稳定，一举拿下漂亮的营业额。你们来啦！我准备好了2项动物相关的书。到时候，不管动物们碰到什么健康问题，都能找到解决的办法。别说解决健康问题，这2项书看完，我说不定都能和动物们聊天了。
Wait, head nurse, please don't go. Phew, boy, am I glad I caught up with you. One of the inmates has become obsessed with those magical mouse munchies from the animated films you've been showing them, and tried making some himself with 3 days' worth of welfare meals. He ended up giving himself food poisoning, with symptoms we've never even seen before. Please, we need your help.
不是和他们强调过吗？电影里的事物不能当真。居然让你追到这里来了。看来事态确实非常严重。实在不好意思，要麻烦你们先帮我带着行李回到欢乐城去了。你们来之前，我设想了动物庄园里可能发生的情况，写了一些运营建议，也可以提前把它交给悠悠曼庄园的员工，应该很快就能派上用场。护士长真不容易啊！不仅要照顾病人，还要给自己找麻烦的家伙善后。要不然，我们给西格文准备一些好吃的，希望能帮他打起精神来。总算解决问题了。不好意思，旅行者和潘蒙，病人的病情有点复杂，处理了很久。还有特制的点心，希望你快快恢复元气。哇，谢谢你们。其实这样的事情不至于让我特别劳累，只是会有点不理解。每部给孩子们看的映影前都标注了剧中情节和产物纯属虚构，请勿模仿。偏偏成年人还会犯错，难道是他们看映影的时候不仔细吗？还是说不让我做我偏要试试的逆反心理在作怪？这个话题发展下去就太过深远了。以后有机会，我和公爵还有那位莱特大人聊聊看，有没有预防的方法。现在还是先把注意力放回悠悠曼庄园吧。嘿嘿，迟到的顾问要上岗啦！小动物乖乖，吃饭菜香香。大家都是好孩子，不会调皮打闹，一起开开心心、健健康康。 侦测到2位最尊贵的朋友到访，进入聊天模式。旅行者和派蒙，你们好。有认识的导演邀请我们过来散心，是个充能的好机会。我们？哎，奇怪，怎么没看见林妮？这个嘛，算是林妮自己的问题。我们最近在和那位导演合作，于是哥哥就开始研究对方的作品风格，把对方的作品全看了一遍。全都看了？好认真呀！问题在于，那是一位以心理恐怖闻名的导演。结果阴影里的轨迹桥段很精彩，林妮研究得太兴奋，3天没有好好睡觉，昼夜。原来林妮对恐怖阴影这么感兴趣的吗？他表演魔术时入戏的程度就很深，应该会和阴影里的角色感同身受吧。魔术中心理诱导的要素和这位导演的阴影也有共通点。现在哥哥还待在剧组的演员公寓里，不是在补觉，就是在继续研究那些阴影的细节。从结果来说，就只有我自己一个人出来散心了。总感觉意外了解到了林妮不为人知的一面。那你自己看，不要拉上我。同意。我也不想看到吓人的桥段，或者仔细思考就后怕的故事。阴影，还是轻松解压一点比较好。看看漂亮的画面，或者不用全力思考就能理解的情节。听起来，缤纷导险奇行好像比较符合林妮特的爱好，要不要来试试？谢谢，我了解过那个项目，很有趣。不过，比起自己上，说不定还是看别人玩更有趣。真的会很有趣吗？不过林妮特要是对这项目感兴趣，要不要来当一会儿顾问？也能看到更多游客的反应哦。这个建议听起来不错。在阴影开拍前，我正好也余下好几天的空闲时间。不过，我打算先让林妮振作起来。那边有个悠悠曼庄园项目，很悠闲，适合让哥哥分散注意力，别再满帽子都是恐怖阴影。而且，有的魔术需要动物助手配合，我也正好了解一下助手的习性。这个主意不错，有林妮在的话，海威玛阴影欢乐城的人气还可以继续上涨。林妮，我回来了。海威玛阴影欢乐城很有趣哦，还有许多小动物。别再一直钻研恐怖阴影了。
乐园有意思就好，可我的当务之急是找到状态，拍好这部魔术硬影。暂时就不考虑动物助手的事了，容我再睡会儿，恢复精力。不行，闭眼就想到精彩的轨迹。哎呦，好困，都睡不着，醒不来。
对啊，林妮，出来转换下心情，就不会再胡思乱想啦。
等等，旅行者和派蒙也在吗？
他们是那座乐园的管理者，我也即将成为一个项目的顾问哦。
那我确实要到场，不只为了自己，也是对2位好朋友的支持。请等我一段时间，我得好好整理仪容仪表。
果然，旅行者对林妮的吸引力毋庸置疑，处于最高等级呢。不知道哥哥洗漱穿戴需要多长时间，不如我们就在会场碰头吧。能让林妮提起精神，找到来乐园逛逛的动力，就是我们这趟最大的收获。
谢谢你们的邀请，旅行者和派蒙。不得不说，在这座乐园游玩一番，看看可爱的动物，一下子就扫除了疲惫，恢复了元气。林尼特似乎也相中了不错的动物助手。
蓬蓬兽，菲米尼经常和他们打交道，很合适。松鼠，父亲觉得他们乖巧听话，是好孩子，也不错。
啊，还有没见过的蘑菇，可以领养几只回去吗？
这个恐怕不行，这些是经过特别训练的驯兽，相当于元素生命中的特技演员。好，那我等着你带小猫给我们。话说回来，我们在冒险中真的有遇见过驯兽这么大这么软的猫吗？
I feel so much better after seeing those animals. They're all so carefree. The other two attractions were great too. In fact, they've given me a new idea. An interactive magic show with a moving stage. We'll start working on it as soon as we've finished filming.
《客人们高速历险时的表情精彩，希望以后的表演也能让客人们展现出类似的神态。
哟，旅行者和派蒙，我们居然在这里见面了，真是奇妙的缘分呢。
迪西亚，没想到会在这里遇到你。
这次过来，正是和休假对半开。不久前，我和赤光猎兽的几位队员受邀参演了一部枫丹的冒险硬影，硬影的成绩还挺漂亮。导演听说这个活动时，第一反应是邀请我们来当嘉宾。为了让观众们满意，导演特意还原了硬影里的布景。
对枫丹人来说，确实是新鲜的异域风情。
我，很遗憾，我因为假戏真打，不小心拆掉了半个摄影棚，被发了便当，去一边打杂了。
怎么这样？打戏不应该越真实、越拳拳到肉才越精彩吗？
因为剧组不富裕，再重拍几次，摄影棚全塌了，就要破产了。而且，就算剧组里拳脚功夫最强的演员弯刀大叔，也没法和我认真过几招。那倒没有，他扮演了一个关键反派，在主角面前大耍刀舞。按照传统剧情，双方会打出非常精彩的动作戏。结果主演忙活一天，饿得不行，急着拍完这段，就临场发挥，掏出重枪把他一下干掉了。导演再三思索，还是保留了这一段。没想到反响非常不错，弯刀大叔还因此成了小有名气的影星。待会儿，弯刀大叔还要忙着给影迷签名。照理来说，我得帮忙打打下手，但现在碰见了你们，不如我和他们打个招呼，给我留个空，咱们出去转转，喝2杯。
哎，没关系吗？
嗨，都是老熟人了，没那么多规矩。在异国和旅行者和派蒙相遇，才是今天最大的惊喜。我听说，东南方向的海岸上有个叫秀舵的酒吧，我们就在那里碰头吧。来了，我为你点了一杯悟道日出，基底是泡泡菊果汁，辅料是海陆花和月莲的提取物。给派蒙选的是云顶酣睡，牛奶和油韵单丛茶的特调， 顶上铺了一层发泡奶油和糖霜，
听起来都很好喝。不过，怎么感觉迪西亚第一次来这家酒吧就对这里非常熟悉，点的东西听得我云里雾里。
干我们这行的必须习惯和陌生的事物打交道，快速融入新环境嘛。虽然提瓦特各地的酒馆有着不同的规矩，但和酒保的谈话也有公式可以照搬。话说回来，内容稳定的工作让人有边界感和安全感，长时间这样会很无趣。相比之下，和你们在一起时，总能做些预料之外的事，让人充满期待和干劲。最近遇上了什么新鲜事吗？和我分享一下。
该从哪儿说起呢？好像仔细想想，每件事都挺神奇的。
哎呀，你们接过的差事个个都不简单，换成佣兵来开价，一单就抵得上有些商人半年的收入。我说啊，要不然你也试试兼职佣兵接单。有时赤光猎兽会收到一些远的夸张的单子，没必要便宜外人。
哎，我们俩也能成为佣兵吗？
没冲突嘛。我听说过，你还是蒙德的荣誉骑士，多一重身份就多一份机会，走到哪儿都方便。再说了，你们这种顶级强者，难道还怕别人强塞你们任务吗？合适就拿下，不合适就拒绝，自由自在。
好像也很有道理。仔细一想，和一些冒险委托也没什么差别。说不定还有那种既能帮到许多人，还能赚到大笔摩拉的工作，同时也能和迪西亚熟悉的镀金旅团朋友搞好关系。
爽快！那之后回去我就和兄弟姐妹们聊聊，争取优先介绍干净多金的差事给你。具体来说，还要定一个分配范围。这个我回去就商量清楚。
我才会握起枪。
旅行者和派蒙，好消息！赤光猎兽的兄弟姐妹们一致同意了我的提议。如果接到了猎柱沙原以西、千鹤沙地以北、阿陀河谷以东、善见地以南的订单，全都转交给你。虽说最近这种委托并不常见，但按照经验，每年都会有几单不错的差事，回报极其可观，但也有超出寻常的风险。通常，一整队全副武装的佣兵才能拿下。不过，对你来说刚刚好，没这个难度，说不定你还觉得连活动筋骨都不够呢。
迪西亚做事真麻利，3下5除2就和大家谈好了。这下我们2个也算是赤光猎兽合作伙伴了。嘿哈，新人佣兵上路！嘿嘿，我是不是该给自己起个道上的名？
记得在别国活动的时候，适当帮赤光猎兽打打广告就行，里外照应，生意源源不断。总之，以后一有合适的差事，我就往各地的冒险家协会寄信，你们记得及时查收啊！
就这么说定了。
说起来，确实有段时间没享受过这种悠闲的氛围了。枫丹的空气真湿润，配合暖洋洋的气温，有点犯困。